Reggie Aloysius Miller III on the call for Spurs Rockets Game 4 Sunday at 9 Eastern on TNT. First of all, what do you have on here with the sneaker game?
Well, I know you guys have been talking a lot about Mr. Ball.
Big ballers.
The big ballers and $500, and these were in my closet in the box. And if I am going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for shoes, there's going to be only one brand I'm going to pay that amount of money for. And I don't know what these are. Paulie, do we know what kind of Jordans these are?
I'm confirming.
They're in the box, and I was so – and they'll go back in the box.
How many shoes do you have?
I'm not a sneakerhead, so I don't have a lot.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Dan,
I'm
Air
not
Jordan 2, nicknamed the Italian Stallion, 1987 is what Reggie's wearing.
Ooh, it's a good year for Jordan.
That was
Good year.
But these would be worth, well, they're more than $500 because they're 1980 what?
87?
Don't be waiting after the show in the parking lot, people. Don't be trying to wait in the parking lot. I got Cube security with me outside.
Cube security.
Can I use your security to get on out of here? Come on, Cube.
But your shoe sponsor was Spot Built.
My first 2 years.
Okay.
Were Spot Built. Are they even,
do you even have those shoes?
Saucony, Spot Built.
Do you have those shoes?
I do not have those shoes. I have the poster of me looking like I was 13 years old, holding a carton of milk, wearing my Spot Builts But no, and then after that, I was fortunate and lucky for the rest of my career to be with Nike and go against this man.
But is it difficult to put on Air Jordans?
It was very difficult to wear them and play against him.
Wait, did you wear Air Jordans when you played?
Not when he was at his height, no, because the only one who could wear Jordans was Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I started wearing him once he started batting $165.
Oh, careful. Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
That's when I started. Look, I can take shots because I took a lot of shots from him, all right? So I feel I should have a license to take shots at MJ.
Paulie, who's on the phone?
There's a Carolina number on hold.
Oh, the ceiling is the roof. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Man, wow.
No, I didn't.
Wow.
No, I didn't.
Wow, you started early. That's unlike
security.
you.
Can you get me out of here, Cube security?
Cube's got this 3-on-3 league. Has he asked you about this?
I love the concept.
You're too good to be in that 3-on-3 league.
But I want to be remembered with
dignity.
Oh, no, those guys still have dignity, but the way I went out, that's how I want people to remember me. It's a great concept. I love it. I was talking to his people in the back, but I tell you what, you better have some ER technicians on hand because there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to look. Your heart will tell you can play. Your head possibly. These joints right here and right here.
Could you play right now?
I certainly could shoot. I certainly could do that.
But if you were, let's say you were scrimmaging. Let's say you're doing Spurs Rockets and there was a scrimmage going on.
Yeah, yes.
You could run.
I could run.
And you hold your own.
I don't know if I would hold my own, but I could definitely. I wouldn't embarrass myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't embarrass myself.
But if Kawhi Leonard's on you.
Oh, I would need practice if Kawhi Leonard was on me. Right now, obviously.
But you'd score on him.
No.
You would not score on Kawhi Leonard.
I don't think I could score on Kawhi right now. One-on-one, no.
With those shoes on?
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Look, I don't know if I could score one-on-one if we were to play one-on-one with Kawhi or Patrick Beverley, two guys that I think are great one-on-one defenders. Right now at 51. Now, what's the list on there? Moochie Norris.
Moochie Norris you could score on.
Who else? Who else is on there?
Mike James. You could score on him.
Buckets. Who else? Go ahead.
Kwame Brown.
Buckets. Who else?
Rashad McCants.
Buckets.
Reggie Evans.
Would get hurt. He would not be out of the
air. Could Harden stop you right now?
I'd have a hard time stopping him.
Well, no, that's not the point.
I've had a hard time stopping him.
But that was never the point of your game. Could James Harden lock you down?
At 51?
Yeah. Could he lock you down at 51?
Yes, he probably could. Because I don't want to hear it on 51. I am 5'1". Now, could I feel like I could shoot and play horse and around the world with these dudes?
No, I want to know one-on-one. Russell Westbrook Jr. the third's going to have you on lockdown.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, but I will have something for Russell Westbrook the third.
You will.
Yeah.
You could score on Steph Curry right now.
No. Why?
I think I could score on Steph Curry.
You think you could?
If I got 10 shots, you give me the ball 10 times against Steph Curry.
No way. Right? No. No. Because now, by your third attempt, you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. And you have already gone to your best three moves the first three times.
That's true.
So then what are you going to do after that? What are you going to do?
We had a bet here the other day. We were talking about great Celtics of all time.
Okay.
And we were talking about Larry Legend. So Paulie thinks if I had Larry Bird on, I said, who's the best Celtic of all time? Larry's going to say Larry. And I say, he'll say Bill Russell. Who do you think Larry says?
Bill Russell.
Yeah. Yeah, Paulie.
There's a caveat because Larry may do some fake humility because he thinks he's the greatest Celtic of all time.
We all think we're better than we technically are.
I don't think Larry would utter another name. He'd be like, well, there's a lot of guys. He'd do that song and dance.
No, I think if you are a Celtic, it's almost ingrained in you to kind of revert back to Bill Russell. To me, Bill Russell is one of the greatest.
It's hard to.
It's hard not to say Bill
Russell.
Yeah.
Even though Bird is cocky, I think he would say Bill Russell.
That would be sacrilegious for him to say Bird.
You've got the Spurs Rockets game for Sunday, 9 Eastern on TNT.
Change of events in that series now with the injury to Tony Parker.
Yeah, but the Spurs came up with a big win. Is this the last call for the Spurs?
Well, look, we keep saying that every year, don't we? And
but with Parker done, Ginobili looks 39. LaMarcus Aldridge doesn't look like an all-star.
Sure. But you still have a young Kawhi Leonard, and you still have Greg Popovich.
But is that enough?
In this series or going forward?
In this series.
Look, there's still a lot of games to be left. I want to see what the adjustment's going to be without Tony Parker. I don't know if you start Patty Mills.
Yeah.
Do you start Manu Ginobili? Because now you're affecting chemistry coming off your bench. You've got a rookie in DeJounte Murray from Washington. Do you go big and start Simmons or Kyle Anderson from UCLA? So these are decisions Pop and his staff is going to make. Certainly losing a veteran player like Tony Parker is going to affect the team because he played well in that first round matchup versus the Grizzlies. Didn't play well in game one, but had 18 points before that injury.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Two. Absolutely. First ballot. Him and Manu. Remember, people get all caught up that the Hall of Fame is just your NBA career. You got to take into account your international and for us American players, your college. To me, that's why I think Vince Carter is a Hall of Famer as well. Remember, he went to 2 Final Fours, I believe it was, at North Carolina, plus 19, 20, and he wants to play 2 more years. So 21 years service to the association, he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Feels like he's had a couple of careers, though, Vince Carter. There was the college.
Right.
Then he came in.
As the next Michael Jordan.
Yeah, of course. The long list of next Michael Jordans.
Right.
And then came back as a three-point specialist who can still dunk at age 40.
Well, is the question, is he a Hall of Fame player or is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? That's what everyone gets caught up in because people are saying Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Fame player. Should he have been a first ballot, which he is, Hall of Famer? I say absolutely yes. I mean, this is a guy that led the league in scoring 3 years, but there's like, well, what did he do in the playoffs? That's what raises a lot of red flags for people. Personally, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Should we have just NBA Hall of Fame?
Yes, we should have just, which they do, a college Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just an NBA Hall of Fame and just an international Hall of Fame, which I believe they do.
Yeah.
But people get caught up in thinking that when you go into the Hall of Fame, it's just what you've done in the NBA. That's why Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, they both have, 3 or 4 rings? And they're international play. Argentina, as well as France, they're always in the Olympics and they're always competing. They'll never win the gold medal because
How is it that
Americans.
Ginobili's going left every single time?
I know.
But he still went left every single time. You know what he's going to do.
Well, it's very deceptive because he takes 1 or 2 dribbles right, which kind of lures you. And
but you still know he's coming left.
I know. Just like every single time James Harden is coming off that high screen and roll, he's going to grab your arm, bring you in, get fouled, and shoot 3. It's unbelievable what's going on in these playoffs with Harden and Lou Williams and getting fouled from beyond the
But
three-point line.
it's happening. Why aren't the officials calling this? And why do better players get more calls than the guys who aren't good players?
Because they have the basketball most of the time.
Yeah, but we had this with there be phantom foul. I'm sure there were times you guarded somebody and you went, I never fouled, and then you almost get like somebody fouled him.
I would get the benefit of the doubt if I was going against a lesser player.
Yeah.
When I was guarding Joe Dumars, Michael Jordan, and Clyde Drexler, I never got any call. I felt like, they got every single call. So it goes both ways.
Oh, okay.
It goes both ways.
All righty.
You can't have it both ways.
Story here. He's Reggie Aloysius Miller. We'll continue with him coming up. Ice Cube will join us as well. You and Cube are cool, right?
Cube! I'm using his security. Get on that. Cube, could I use your security? Get out of here with my Jordans. What are these?
Could you score on Cube right now?
Ooh. I would mess around and get a triple-double on Cube right now. I'm on Cube. We got Cube's barber in the back.
He's got everybody?
He's got everyone in the back. It is like a party in the green room back there. I am having so much fun back there.
We'll continue with Reggie Aloysius Miller here. 17 after the hour, Dan Patrick Show. With what you've seen so far in the playoffs, give me a different scenario than Cavs Warriors.
Well, I really think Washington and Boston, the way that series is going and how physical and the altercations, it's going to be tough for either whoever wins that series to beat Cleveland, because it looks like Cleveland's going to win in 4, possibly a gentleman 5 series.
Who has a better chance of beating the Cavaliers between the Wizards and the Celtics?
I would say to beat Cleveland, you've got to be physical and you've got to have size. And with Mahimi coming back and Gortat inside, possibly, especially with those two guards, Bill and Wall, I would say Washington. I just don't know if Isaiah Thomas, because he's been fantastic. To me, probably the second best player in these playoffs behind LeBron James and maybe Kawhi Leonard.
Is he an A player?
Yes, he is, because he can carry, especially you see the fourth quarter numbers. That alone lets me know that he's an A-type player, because a lot of guys can't do that, especially at 5'9", 5'10", be able to carry your franchise and your team where it matters the most.
But are you building around him if you're Boston?
You need pieces. You need more scoring. He is a great piece to build around, but they need more size. They really do, to compete with Cleveland.
Can out of the Rockets, Spurs, who can beat Golden State? Or best chance to beat Golden State?
Both can.
You think the Spurs can
not
win
now?
4?
It's going to be very difficult with the loss of Tony Parker.
Yeah.
I still believe they can beat the Rockets, but the Rockets have so much confidence right now, and James Harden is playing out of this world, which he has all year. But his shooters have finally found their target. Anderson struggled in that first-round matchup versus the Thunder. They've got the best bench scoring in Lou Williams and Eric Gordon. And they just want to shoot threes, make layups, and get to the free throw line, which they do. Everyone's like, take away their threes. Well, you take away their threes, they're not shooting very many mid-range shots. Everything is a layup or they're getting fouled and going to the free throw line.
But is it just the change in coaching philosophy here with D'Antoni that made this team and made James Harden different?
Look, and adding the right pieces, too. I mean, to go out and trade for Ryan Anderson and Eric Gordon, who felt that they were someone in jail in New Orleans, to make a midseason trade to Lou Williams to add to that system. And look, to go to James Harden before the season and said, look, we're switching your position. You've been a shooting guard your whole career. We're going to move you to point guard. And then to lead the league in assists, it's been unbelievable, or close to leading the league in assists.
I know that you guys, that whenever you get around, sometimes there's trash talk that goes on. I thought it was interesting that Allen Iverson and Tim Hardaway were back and forth with each other on who had the best crossover.
Interesting.
Yeah. You didn't know that they were chatting about this?
No, I did not.
Okay. If I said best crossover move, breaking ankles, is it Iverson and Hardaway? Those are the two best?
They probably, in my opinion, have the two best crossovers. But remember now, whenever they change a rule for you, because they had to change the crossover rule because AI carried the ball. So then they changed it, which now they're back to, because now Isaiah Thomas is carrying the ball on his crossover. But if
why don't we call it? Like it's a carry.
It happens really quick. It happens quick.
But you know it's going to happen. Like Iverson was blatant.
Well, look at
he would
while
have
we're
the ball.
talking, Paulie, pull up the Michael Jordan crossover, because that's what everyone
Yes.
kind of reverts
Yes.
back to. And he's even talked about, I wanted to use my best move against the best player ever. That is a blatant carry, twice.
He crossed him
Twice.
and Mike almost got that shot.
Nah, you think you got it, but he got it off in time.
It is really close, though. When you see guys getting shots off, it looks like somebody just about got it.
As a shooter,
Yeah.
You kind of want that closeness, because your reaction time to getting it off is much better, as opposed to if you're there and I'm shooting, people expect us to make it because we have so much room. If you're right in my grill, the reaction time is much better for me to get that shot off and make it, as opposed to me. I'd much rather have someone close to me than someone being 2 or 3 feet off of me.
I thought Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf had a great crossover.
Yes, very
as well.
underrated. Very underrated.
Yes. And he was spectacular in college.
MJ had a pretty good one, but people don't expect it.
He carry too?
Michael did a lot of things illegal. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. What are these again, Paulie?
You got your Air Jordan.
What are these?
You got
Jordan 2.
your 87
Jordan 2s?
Jordan 2s.
Cube, help a brother out. Cube security, help a brother out.
What, Paulie?
Ice Cube's in back. He brought his own barber. And he's getting freshened up right now.
I told you. It's a party back.
You can hear the
We are
buzzer.
having such a great time in the green room. It is a party back there.
Cube's getting his hair cut.
He's getting his stuff tightened
He's
up.
he's a big time A-lister movie star. He should be.
Has he put you in anything?
No, but
Would you
look,
want
we
to?
grew up. See, we grew up with NWA and Ice Cube. Ice Cube is one of those guys that, coming from California, we were like, it was all
What was
about
that
Cube.
like, though, when you first heard that? Because that's
First
a
of all-
voice you weren't hearing.
Yeah, you weren't
that.
supposed to, right? And you
Yeah.
couldn't bring it home to mom.
But
I was in college then, so it was great because I was away from mom and pop.
Did you have an 8-track tape, or did you have a cassette tape?
No, that's when you had the big boom
Boom
box.
box. You had a boom box?
You had a tape, and you would go and you would just blare NWA, and obviously Ice Cube was, the forefront of that group.
But
And
there was no
we
radio
all
play.
wanted to have Ice Cube's voice and his bravado, and like he has the greatest diss song of all time, "No Vaseline," and to this day, that it's the greatest of all time. I mean, when you talk about dissing and getting personal, it is the best song. So to this day, and before games, it was either Pac or Ice Cube that you would listen to get ready, because that was my.
Did you meet Tupac?
Yes, well, I did a movie with him and
Oh, that's-
Belushi, the whatever it was called, with Jim Belushi. Look it up, someone. But my
Gang
scene made the
related?
cutting room floor.
Gang
but Pac
related?
was there, and what's it called? Gang
Is it
related.
Gang related.
Gang related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And could Pac play it all?
He talked a good game.
I'll bet
He
he did.
talked a good game. Yeah, he did.
Sometimes that's all you need.
That-
Well,
I'm sitting here living proof. If you,
no, you played a good game. You played a
Well,
great
thank
game. But I always hate the guy on the court who's losing, who's dribbling, and then says he's got next. Like you're going, dude, you don't have next. You're losing. But that guy's like pounding the ball. I got next, man. I go, no. That's not fair.
it is not fair.
What if we just went us 6 to a playground?
Hey, I have a question because
Okay.
Cube is in the back,
Yeah.
and he has his threat. What if we formed our own 3-on-3 team?
Mm.
You think Cube will let us in? Well, we're the players.
Yeah.
Out of y'all.
Well,
who's
McLovin.
McLovin?
Yeah. McLovin can shoot. He can give you a mid-range jumper. If you leave him open, he'll hit a mid-range jumper.
Ask you. Ask you. If you can get
Would
us
you
in.
really want to play?
No, I do not.
No, you
No,
don't.
I do not.
You do not.
Again, fantastic idea in concept. Can't wait to watch. But again, this is telling you can.
Yeah, you can't do
The
it.
body. The body. The body. ER 911.
He's Reggie Aloysius Miller, Jr. III. Spurs Rockets game 4 Sunday at 9 Eastern. You going to get your stuff tightened up a little bit?
While Cube is here, I'm probably going to go back, get touched up, and then, go from there, right? Oh, Cube is in the house, everybody. Cube is in the... Okay, now ask Cube.
And he's got his hat on. He got his stuff tightened up.
Ask Cube this. Would he pay $500 right now for LeVar Ball
Big
shoes?
ballers?
Big baller shoes. $500.
I wouldn't, but my damn kids might want them. So I might have to anyway.
So you could score on Cube, right?
I don't know. See, he might bring that South Central,
I got a little prison game in me.
See
you know
what I'm saying? Hey, and look at the guy.
I use all my fouls now.
And look at
I
the
got
guy
6
behind him.
or maybe 7.
See? Look at the guy behind him, too.
But he can't bring the guy behind him on
Yeah,
the
because
court.
see, if I got by him, the guy behind him would come out of nowhere. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't fight fair.
We don't play
fight
fair.
Ice Cube joins us next here on the Dan Patrick Show.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.